Now on Tyra. Discrimination, segregation, and flat-out racism in Hollywood.
Why don't they have more Asians on television?
Now, celebrity victims are speaking out.
This guy yelled, "We love you long time." I have heard that so many times.
If you have 3 models, one of them has to be black. Fulfill a quota. I refuse to take the job.
And my own personal struggle against discrimination.
So many people told me that black models don't get on the covers of magazines.
An all-new Tyra starts now. Due to the graphic nature of today's show, parental guidance is strongly suggested.
Today we're continuing our Focus on Race series by talking about celebrities and racial stereotypes. We've been talking with Irene Bedard, who's a very successful actress in the entertainment industry, a Native American woman. We've been talking about the stereotypes that she's had to go through. And now joining us are Shannon and Shauna, who are twin sisters, and they are Native American women who are working models and actresses and aspiring to one day be as successful as Irene. So we're going to talk about the pitfalls of stereotypes that you all have to go through. So as Native Americans, I know, as Irene was telling us, that there are a lot of stereotypes. What are some of the stereotypes that you constantly hear about?
A lot of people think that, you know, we're drunks, that we, you know, we live on the streets, and that, you know, we don't have a job, and you know, and that's a really bad stereotype, because, you know, we are, not, a lot of people don't realize that we are doctors, we are lawyers, we are actors, we are musicians, and that isn't portrayed in the media at all.
Being young girls and not seeing a lot of Native American women in Hollywood and in music and...
Well, it makes me really, really sad, and I really, really hope that there will be more and more Native American actors and successful people out there.
I think Native Americans are probably one of the most underrepresented minorities in all of North America, and that's very unfortunate because, you know, this is our homeland, and, you know, the only way that Native people are portrayed is the 18th century. And, you know, we do live in the 21st century. We do have regular jobs. We don't just wear buckskin, you know. We're not just the 18th century. We live in the 21st century. Look at us, you know. Look at us.
What type of blatant displays of racism and stereotyping have you had to deal with work?
Like, we did a job a few months ago, and we went on set, and
the first thing that they did was look at us and said, "Extra 10.
Extras, meaning extras like people that are in the background, not people that have speaking roles.
Not an actual. They didn't even consider that we would be one of the people that were the main actors. They said extra 10. So, you know, we were like, oh my God.
We were really, really confused because we were like, didn't we have
lines? Didn't we audition for this? So, you know, and I think that's the way you're kind of taught, and a lot of Native Americans do. Not just us. Every Native American goes up, and they really think that. I mean, we think that we're the below standards, and we're not. And
you think that you're below standards. I know there's one thing that Shauna, you said that there was a school play, and you didn't audition for that school play, even though you knew that you could probably get.
Well, I ended up auditioning for not the main character, but the second main character, like the antagonist or the best friend of the main character. But I never, ever, ever even considered auditioning for the main character because I didn't think I'd get it because I was Native.
I know that when you all first got an agent in Hollywood, you did not discuss your nationality, your race. Talk about that.
Well, when we first started getting into modeling, we would be assigned to a job, but they would ask us what ethnicity we were, and we would say that we were mixed, but we never said we were Native American. And it wasn't until...
It wasn't until later on when you start realizing that, you know what, heck, if this industry doesn't want Native American people, then we don't want to be any part of it, you know. We are Native American, and, you know, we're here, and if they don't want it, then, you know, if they don't want us for us, then that's too bad.
I know Irene has chosen not to try to pass as Latin or other ethnicities to work, but I understand that you guys sometimes will do Latin jobs. Is that because there's not enough for Native Americans?
There isn't a lot of roles for Native Americans in modern day. You know, we're not the pretty girls, and we're not, you know, in normal days. You know, we're not on commercials. We're not. And the thing is, that's because we're the most underrepresented minority of, you know, Native Americans.
What I would like to see is for mainstream movies is not only have the pretty blonde girl as the main character. Why can't a Native American?
Native American play the pretty girl because.
But have you guys played Latin or other?
Yep, yep.
And how does it feel having to play another race to work?
It's kind of, you know, it's that whole thing of getting into the industry where you have to adapt, and you have to adapt as an actor to do all these different roles. So, I mean, it's something that, you know, we've had to do to get into the industry, and, you know, whether or not, you know, there just isn't that many Native American roles out there.
How do you feel about that, Irene, with them having to pass?
It's true. There just are not enough Native American roles out there, and it's not even that. It's just, as I said before, being included in the fabric of the American community, American society today, is not. We're not represented, and I really think that hopefully these stories that we're telling today that you're telling can help. I hate that word racism. I just don't want it even on the table anymore. I wish that we could see each other as human beings.
But it does exist still.
I know.
Yeah.
I wish we could see each other as human beings first, and then go, you're such a beautiful African-American woman. Where did you come from? And not have it be always, this is the first thing that you see. I see people and I look into their eyes. That's what my grandfather taught me. He said, you will look into people's eyes and you will see whether they're a human being or not.
I hope, and hopefully shows like what we're doing today in this whole series on focus on race will help us get one step further to looking at people's eyes and seeing who they are, and who their spirit is, and not just what they are on the outside. We'll be right back.